All right, let's leave it at that and shift our focus. The Karnataka Chamber of Commerce and Industries has called for a statewide bandh on 22nd of June to protest against the abnormal price hike in electricity charges. The trade body will hold this protest to draw the attention of the government towards the need for a solution and a reduction in the electricity prices. My colleague Deepak is joining us live on the broadcast to give us details of this particular information. Deepak, the Karnataka Chamber of Commerce and Industries has called for a statewide bandh on 22nd of June as, a protest against the abnormal price hike in the electricity charges. Give us more details on this.
Well, we here at Mirana, of course, were the first ones to put out that the KARC had put out a notification in January and March, but right now the Congress has decided to implement it. And after that, of course, we've seen a lot of sharp reactions that have come in, especially from the opposition parties, that, the Congress shouldn't be increasing the, price. But as far as the Congress is concerned, they have been maintaining that this is something that the BJP had, during the time of the BJP, the hike was proposed. The BJP had only stalled it by telling the officers not to implement it. And now the Congress is only implementing the orders that were put forth during the time of the BJP regime. And what's exactly happening right now is that there are arrears of a couple of months that is being collected altogether. That is, of course, burning a hole in the pocket of the common man, industrialists, businessmen who are, of course, running commercial establishments. Even, the household electricity bills, of course, are looking at a huge surge because you have arrears of about 3 months. Now, as far as this particular letter is concerned, they have called for a bandh, like you mentioned. They've said that they've tried to speak to the officials in the department, in the government, but all have fallen on deaf ears because right now there's been almost the electricity bill that they would get, which is A, has multiplied by about 3 times. And that's the biggest concern that most of them are facing. But there has been no reduction of charges despite, repeated cries for help. And they're saying that they're asking all the industries and unions to come together and stage a protest on the 22nd.
Right, Deepak, thank you for giving us those details on the story, but stay on with us. We have some more news coming in from Karnataka. Now the Hampi Kannada University has written to the State Education Minister. The University Chancellor has written to the Minister over the issue of pending electricity bills due to lack of funds. Now the university is struggling to pay electricity bills, which amounts to rupees 77 lakhs. This because of the non-availability of grants from the government. The Chancellor has written a letter to the Energy Minister KJ George to provide them with necessary grants. The letter also states that the university, which runs on grants provided by the government, hasn't received any developmental grants from the past 5 years. Deepak, still with us on the broadcast to help us understand what is happening as far as the Hampi Kannada University is concerned. Deepak, this particular university has now written to the State Education Minister because they are facing some issues over the pending electricity bills due to lack of funds.
Well, it's not just the electricity bills. There is, of course, a shortage in terms of funds for overall any sort of developmental work to be carried out in the university. They're saying for the last couple of years they have not got the grants from the government. They're urging that the government release these grants. And more importantly, right now they have about 77 lakh pending in electricity bills itself. So they are saying we do not have the means to actually pay this up, and they're seeking some sort of support to come in from the government. This letter, of course, has been addressed to the Energy Minister. We'll really have to see how the government really responds to this, because it is, of course, a very prestigious university here in Karnataka, with them going on to say that there is, of course, a huge shortage and crunch in terms of finances. The government will have to really pitch in and see what went wrong and why the grants have not been released.
All right, Deepak, thank you for getting us all the details on that story. Viewers, let's leave it at that and shift